Welcome to our chair yoga class for today. Welcome to all our Encore ladies, our YWCA Hunter members, and of course our chair yogis. So lovely to have you all joining me here again today. So today's practice, we are going to really focus on the upper body, so our shoulders, our spine, our and around our head and our neck. So it's really going to be a pretty good, and upper arms is going to be a pretty good workout for our upper body. So for today's practice, to start any of our yoga practices or our chair yoga practices, the most important thing is our alignment. So let's just get comfortable, sitting bones nice and sturdy on our chair, our knees over our ankles, and making sure the feet are nice and firmly flat onto the ground, really grounding those soles of the feet onto the ground, keeping our core nice and engaged, dropping our shoulders, getting comfortable, and the crown of the head to the ceiling. So really coming back into our seated mountain pose, so hands either on your thighs or down by your side, whatever is comfortable for you. Now the most important thing to remember is if you feel any pain or discomfort at all throughout our practice, just come back to this position and just to take a couple of breaths until you're feeling comfortable again. Now again, just making sure that our knees are about 2 fists apart. So let's just start off coming back to our natural breath and just really quietening down the body, just bringing and focusing on our breath. Just trying to extend that breath for a little bit longer and coming right down deep and trying to breathe down into the abdomen, really extending that abdomen on the inhale and contracting on the exhale if you can. Extending that breath. Breathing in through the nostrils, and if you can, out through the nostril as well. Couple of more breaths here. Just getting ourselves ready for our practice. And when you're ready, on the inhale, hands up to our shoulder height. Exhale, down to our thighs. Inhale and exhale. Just a little bit of a wave with those hands, just getting some movement into those wrists. One more inhale and exhale. Now let's take that out to the side. Inhale, shoulder height only. Exhale, down. Inhaling to shoulder height. Exhaling down. Trying to remember to breathe. Know each of our movements are in rhythm with our breath. We'll take that up higher now if you can. Inhaling and then pushing down on the exhale. Palms up. Inhaling and then pushing down. Now when you're coming up on that inhale, trying to bring those shoulder blades together. And exhale, really pushing down. And we'll do one more. Inhaling. And now on the exhale, we're going to come into goddess arms. So just bringing those shoulder blades together. And our inhale coming up. And on the exhale into our goddess arms. Inhaling and exhaling. bringing those shoulder blades, keeping that core nice and engaged. This is quite a strong pose, really building some heat up into those arms. And we'll do one more. Back on the arms. And when we're ready, coming back into our seated mountain pose. And we'll just do some movement into our hips. Inhaling and exhaling. And in the opposite rotation, just trying to lubricate these joints before we bring some other movement into them. Again, on our opposite leg, just slow rhythmic movements. And then in the opposite direction, keeping that core nice and engaged. Trying to keep that crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And take a moment to realign our bodies. And we'd like to bring your arms out to shoulder height. And now just twisting at the shoulder as if your palms are up, then up the opposite direction. Palms towards the ceiling and then twisting at the shoulder. So really lubricating that shoulder joint. And now it's just really increasing the heat or increasing the movement. And now coming back to a slower pace and in tune with our breath. And now hands back to our seated mountain pose. So our shoulders should be nice and warm by now. We've really got a lot of heat into those. We're going to do our cat and cows just to warm up our spine a little bit here. So on the inhale, chest up, chin up, pelvis slight tilt. And on the exhale, hands forward, tilting the pelvis forward and rounding those shoulders. Inhaling up to the ceiling, and on the exhale, you can let out a big sigh. Inhaling, bringing those shoulder blades together and keeping those elbows nice and back towards the back of the room. Inhaling, exhaling. So inhale this, exhale. Big inhale and an exhale. And one more of these, just warming up that spine. And now coming back into our seated mountain pose. Now if you'd like to clasp your hands together either around your fists, around your fingers, or you can around your wrist, grabbing hold of your wrist. Otherwise, just bringing it to prayer hands if that's what's comfortable for you. Now, I really want you to push those arms apart and really, as if you're forcing them apart, just really pushing it out, trying to get that heat. And now we're going to twist our head side to side with the arms while we're really trying to pull those hands apart. Or if you're pushing them into prayer, just pushing them together as hard as you can. Really getting some real strength in those arms. But at the same time, remembering to breathe and getting some rotation into our neck. And when you're ready, just really pushing those hands together or pulling them apart, whichever is comfortable for you today. And then let it all go. Hopefully you've all built up a little bit of heat now. I know I have. It's just coming back to our breath. Really important. Now when you're ready, I'll give you a few options here, but I will show you to start with, we're going to start using our chair. You can either have your, we're going to be doing some work with our arms, so we're either keeping your knees nice and bent, hip width apart, nice flat back, and really grounding those hands into the chair. Now if this is too much for you, you can do it on the back of the chair, but again, keeping the knees nice and bent, the back straight, or if it is way too much, what we can do is stay in the chair, and you can do it just sitting on the chair from this position. So let's come back to the position of just standing in our chair. Now it's really important to try and keep your elbows nice and close. It's similar to a cat-cow, but we are going to be bending our elbows, but keeping them nice and close to the body. And then arching, bringing our chin to our chest and arching the back. So it's inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. And keep going with that movement for a couple more times. If you're in this position, again, really arching that back. Exhale, inhale and exhale. Inhaling and then exhaling. Okay. So when you're ready, just stand, just realign our bodies. And now our next movement, again, keeping our feet hip distance apart, our arms on the chair, or again, if this is okay for you, keeping that knees nice and bent, really protecting those knees, back nice and flat. And we're going to inhale, bringing one arm up, looking up to the ceiling, and then on the exhale, we're going to thread the needle and really reach out to the other side. So inhaling, exhaling, inhaling and really opening up that chest, and exhaling. And then one more, inhale and then exhale. Now if you're doing this in the seated position, it's quite, again, inhaling and then exhaling. Inhaling, and you might want to keep your legs wide if you're doing it in a seated position. And one more. Now we'll come back into our starting position. So whatever was right for you, and keeping our hands on keeping our knees nice and soft, our hand on our hip and really just opening up. And if you can, bring your hand up to the other side of your waist and just really opening up that chest and looking up to the ceiling, keeping that core nice and engaged. And just keep those legs nice and strong, knees bent. And a couple of breaths here. One more. And exhale. Now we'll do that on the other side. Again, remembering whichever's comfortable for you. Or seated. And then inhale. And let's thread that needle. Exhale. Reaching up to the ceiling, opening up that chest, twisting, keeping those feet nice and grounded. that core nice and engaged. Really opening up. It's all about strengthening our upper back. Spend a lot of time hunched over, sitting. It's really nice to open this all up. When you're ready, coming back to this position, keeping those knees and feet grounded, the knees bent, and really opening up that chest. If you can, bringing your hand around to the other side of your waist, really opening that up, looking up to the ceiling, and really pushing down on that hand on the chair, taking a couple of nice breaths here. And then exhaling. And slowly, gradually coming up. We're now going to come back down to a seated position, and we'll just do a nice lunge. So coming onto seating on our chairs, nice and sturdy, facing out towards on an angle. Feet flat on the ground, keeping this knee above your ankle, and just dropping the back leg down and pushing that hip towards the front, either hanging onto the back of the chair or onto our knee or just above our knee. And really, foot can be flat on the ground, or it can be on your toes, whatever is comfortable for you. And then just inhale, and then just leaning over, giving your whole body a nice big stretch. Just a couple of breaths here. Really keeping those feet nice and grounded, planted firmly onto the ground. Really bringing some strength into the legs as well. And releasing that. If we're coming out to the other side, again, knee over our ankle, making sure it doesn't go forward. Dropping that back knee if you can. If that's too much, whatever is comfortable for you, just keep it at this position. And now dropping that and bringing the hip forward, facing forward, inhaling and really leaning, pushing over. Taking a couple of breaths here and extending that beautiful side angle. I know I always love this at the end of the day, or at the beginning of the day. It's always a great, beautiful stretch. And one more breath. And on the exhale, we'll come back to our seated mountain. And now bring your arms forward and give yourself a big hug. Really keeping those elbows up, and if you can, bringing the arms together, or twisting them and bringing the palms together. But again, really rounding out those shoulders, keeping those elbows nice and high. Don't allow them to sag too much. Trying to bring them up and reach into the sky, keeping that core nice and engaged. Our feet firmly planted into the ground, crown of the head to the ceiling, and really stretching up that upper back. It's a beautiful big stretch, or if you've got your arms here, that's fine, that's what's comfortable for you. That's all right as well. Bringing those elbows up and really just stretching out that upper back. And now releasing that, and we go the opposite direction. Hopefully you remember which way. So either grabbing hold, giving yourself a hug, massage your neck if you need to, your shoulders if you need to. And then bringing those elbows up, keeping that core nice and engaged, the crown of the head to the ceiling, dropping those shoulders, elbows up. Lots to remember, feet really grounded into the ground. And if you'd like to, bring your hands either together or twisted with palms together, and then really rounding out those shoulders, really giving that big upper back a stretch. And one more inhale here, and an exhale, and let it all go. Now just loosen up the body. Hopefully should be feeling a lot of heat throughout the body now. So we're now going to just come back down to our seated mountain pose, getting nice and comfortable, just into a bit of a relaxation, a savasana. Just closing your eyes down if you'd like, or just downcasting, whatever is comfortable for you today. And just bringing your focus back to your breath. Allowing yourself just spend a moment to give yourself some thanks for allowing your body to do the wonderful thing you have just done, your beautiful yoga practice. Just really slowing that breath down and focusing on that inhale, smooth as silk, and the exhale, smooth as silk. And if you can now think of something that you are grateful for today, or something that has brought you joy or happiness today. Hopefully it brings a huge smile to your face. Bring out those smiles. It's great for our face and our really nice stretch for our jaws and our cheeks. And a couple of more breaths. Just becoming aware and focusing on that breath. And when you're ready, if you'd like to open your eyes. And on the inhale, bring your arms overhead. And on the exhale, our hands into prayer at our heart center. And namaste. Thank you for joining me today.